For the last couple of years, Minecraft has been looking very different, and I mean very, very different. In case you're a Gen Z like me, then you probably have noticed that Minecraft's style does not look the same as before. Like I said, very different. It looks pretty bright, simpler, smoother, and more cute. So what is actually happening with modern Minecraft? How did Minecraft go from having a pretty detailed graphics and style to having a more simpler approach? Well, to figure that out, let's quickly rewind to the old versions of Minecraft to see how the style of it has changed. This was the first type of graphics we have ever seen for Minecraft. It is brighter than ever, the shading looks simpler than ever, and given the fact that Minecraft didn't have a lot of content back then, the game and its style was very understandable and it was very memorable as well. You know what I mean? For example, look at this grass. It is so green, I can literally use it as a green screen for my videos. And I was talking about the so-called golden age of Minecraft, the style and graphics of which ended up being very memorable and nostalgic for many people. Moving on, after Minecraft was released, it had already received multiple updates that changed the style and graphics of it. The beloved grass was now changing colors depending on the biome, with it no longer being too bright, as well as other minor graphics and shading corrections that made Minecraft no longer look as bright as it was before. And this type of graphics is probably easily recognizable by everyone here. I mean, most of you watching probably have played Minecraft before 1.14, which, in case you forgot, changed almost all of the textures, but we'll get to that. Minecraft also started receiving more graphical options, adding more options to choose from. But more importantly, the community-made shaders started to gain popularity, which just showed the players how much potential Minecraft can simply have if it could have more realistic graphics. Though I still actually prefer playing with the standard graphics, as they just don't look too ugly and they don't lag at all. But still, the popularity of Minecraft shaders was a pretty important step that showed how cool the graphics can look like. Especially back then, for some reason, high-resolution resource packs combined with the shaders were especially popular in the community. However, as time went on and Minecraft kept progressing, the hardware got better and, more importantly, cheaper, which just got expensive again because of the AI. But before that, many people could afford good hardware for a cheap price, like me, who managed to get 64 GB of RAM in 2023. And with that, people slowly began just squeezing more out of Minecraft. 2019 was a very special year. Not only did Minecraft start receiving big updates like Village and Pillage, but it also got a massive textures overhaul that made the textures look more simpler and easier to look at. Literally, look at the netherrack in the version 1.14 and 1.13. Clearly, the new textures just win. Fun fact, the creeper texture is one of the only textures that basically didn't get a single change, making it the oldest texture up until this day. On top of that, Mojang also started collaborating with Nvidia and made this. In my opinion, even though path tracing shaders are the prettiest shaders for Minecraft, no one is seriously playing with them, as they literally need a graphics card that costs as much as 64 GB of RAM nowadays, at least for comfortable gameplay. But despite that, Minecraft was receiving a lot of changes, including graphical ones, new games were announced, the game itself was becoming popular again, and Minecraft's official channel now had fancy animations and, more importantly, this simple graphics style that the community would recreate later. 2020 came and everyone was sitting at home for obvious reasons. Can't believe this was 6 years ago already. And as such, everyone started playing Minecraft, and with the help of better hardware, people started creating more mods for Minecraft that improved the game visually. The number one shaders, aka complementary shaders, were created in 2020, bare bones resource pack, and people slowly started noticing that Minecraft's trailer graphics are looking kinda too good. Lighting and shadows, simple textures, fancy animations, and it looked refreshing. This is how the trailer graphics trend has started. Now, I assume that because of how boring Minecraft's graphics became, people really started wanting the new and refreshing gameplay. And as such, 2 years later in 2022, the first version of Fresh Animations was created, which literally exploded in popularity. People started combining them with the bare bones resource pack, which showed people even more possibilities with Minecraft's graphics. With the help from Mojang by showing how pretty Minecraft's graphics can look like, people started making more out of Minecraft with simple textures and a little more realistic lighting. And in the end of 2024, the beloved Actions and stuff was released, which I actually have bought, that added even fancier animations to both players and mobs. And with Minecraft's new vibrant visuals approach that should come out to Java one day, Minecraft's graphics went from having a pretty dim graphics and many details to simpler, fancier, and brighter graphics. Now with that said, let's come to the conclusion. But before that, Lagless.gg provides the best Minecraft service for you and your friends for the best and cheap prices, which get even better if you use my code NNH and get 25% off your first server. That also has cool features built in, such as DDoS protection, for example. Alright, now the conclusion. If there are people that simply watched my skins video, you probably know that I have mentioned simplicity in it. More precisely, everything in this world is basically becoming less detailed and simpler, and this affects everything: UIs, logos, designs, Minecraft skins, and Minecraft itself. On top of that, people are pretty much obsessed with having a phone that has fancy animations, for example, and with Minecraft's animations and style looking too simple, not only did Mojang update the graphics, so did the players too, by making fancier animations and simpler textures, simply by following nowadays standards. And that is why the style of Minecraft looks so different in comparison to the old one. Alright, now the last important thing I need to say is you are worthy and you matter. Love yourself, and I wish you an amazing rest of your day. Subscribe.